Welcome back to the podcast. I am not gonna lie. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about this episode. It's gonna be a really good one, really important on my journey, and honestly, really exciting because some things have felt a little off, a little out of alignment, lol. And oh goodness. And it's going to be good. I'm like, it's going to be good. And obviously, you kind of already know what I'm going to talk about if you saw the title of the episode, which I haven't explored yet because I always do that after. I got my little morning coffee and we are ready to go. So, reclaiming my name. This is something that is kind of I don't know, it's been quietly in the back of my mind for a while. And you know what's funny is like I had so much resistance to it. But after the thing that really was just like, okay, I need to do this, is I actually had a reading and her and I were talking about the business, and it really was just quite evident that that was one of the things that got brought up, was just my name really wasn't, it was too soft. It was not embodying really authentically who I am. And that's, my 100th episode, I'm all like, okay, we're gonna get real, we're gonna get authentic. And like, in a sense, like I'm still wearing a mask using that handle of aligned with Kayleen. And so I'm ready to use my name now. Speaking it out in the universe. I'm telling you the story. Like, what's the importance behind it? There are so many things we could go into, and I've had this come up multiple times. People always start where they're most comfortable with, obviously. So with my name, my name is Kayleen. We all know that. But I was really like, that was when I first started. And my handle was Midwest Manifesting Mama. That had no association with my name at all. So it's almost like I was wearing like a really, really big mask in that sense. And that's not uncommon for female entrepreneurs to do that, is to start with like, oh, I'm going to be like divine astrology 101 or something. I don't know. I just made that up. Not really claiming who they are and what they do. And I'm going to talk about the importance of it. And then I'm going to talk about my own name because I did a little research and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And it totally makes sense. So what was I talking about? My name for my business started out as Midwest Manifesting Mama. And that was in fall of 22. And then in the summer of 2024, it was honestly right before or right after my son turned 1. So I don't know why I was pulling triggers on things like that, but it felt like the right thing to do at the time. So aligned with Kayleen felt really good. And in my head, I was thinking I'm going to help women to, really align with their human design chart and their astrology and all that stuff, which is wonderful. And I love reading those things about people. But moving into like what I'm going through now and like the person I have become, it became pretty evident that that language seemed a little like, to put it softly, to put it lightly, it just, I don't know, it didn't resonate as much anymore. And of course, I've heard and read things that, female entrepreneurs just use your name, And I was always like, no, I don't think so. No, I don't want to do that. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, okay. And so I love a good like first and middle name. And mine like kind of rhymes. So like, I love it. So what I'm moving into and what I'm changing my Instagram handle, and the podcast is going to get rebranded at not today or anything, but in the next coming weeks as well, just because we're moving into more of that really strong feminine leader that I want to be. So, sorry if you can hear my dogs, but you probably can't. As every time I say that and I listen to the episode, I'm like, oh, you can't really hear them, can you? So, drum roll. Okay, my new handle, my name going forward, Kayleen Jean. So my parents will probably think this is so cute. I don't think my dad listens to my episodes, but I know my mom does, so you're welcome. No, I'm just kidding. I am a very strong believer in that, like, your name is so important and it carries a certain frequency, and that the sooner you can really like claim it and love it and all that stuff. And I'm gonna be completely honest, growing up, I hated having a name that was not common. And not that my name is hard. My name is not hard. Kayleen. You would think that is pretty easy to say. I don't know how many, well, or you get called like Kaylee or Kaylin or whatever, and it's like, no. That's not, no, not it. And it would be frustrating. And honestly, I went through this phase in college too. And I told my friends this, like, if I would go and order something and they'd ask for a name, I would be like Sarah or Allie, like a very short name of like someone I knew, and just use that because I'm like, okay, you can't fuck that up. Although it's Sarah with an H, just like my daughter's name is with an H, with an H. So I think I have not been, it's been this entire time of my life, kind of up until the last, I don't know, few months. Well, not few months. I mean, few months for like the business name change or whatever, but just really like owning my name. And if I do go somewhere and they ask for it, I tell them it's Kayleen and I don't make a name up. And that's just like it seems so silly when we talk about it, but it's actually like a big freaking deal. Like, it is a big freaking deal. Like, your name, like when you're claiming your name, you're claiming like your soul's frequency, your mission, your identity. You are claiming yourself, you're claiming you. And I think that is so beautiful. And moving into more of a like, yeah, like this is me. And I am multifaceted and I like different things, and I'm going to pivot and shift throughout having this business. And that's the beauty in it. And your name will never like go out of style or be out of alignment for you. Alignment is just it. I love the word. I do, don't get me wrong. But ironically enough, my friend pulled a card for me yesterday. I have to read it. And it was, I'm going to show a picture of it for my YouTube people. Literally. Align your life. That's what the card was. It says align what is not aligned or needs to change. I was like, what? It's like we are cyclical beings in a constant state of change. And really just owning that you need to let go of the things you once defined yourself by, to courageously step into the person that you came to be here, full authenticity, to embrace your weirdness and uniqueness. And that was not random. That was totally amazing. And I love that she pulled that card for me. And she knew that I was changing my name, but not exactly to what yet. It was just a really cool conversation that we had. The importance of my own name. So I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit here. I want to talk about, so your name has numerology too, which I'm going to be completely transparent. I know like little to nothing about, so I definitely looked this up online. And I was just interested in learning more about my name specifically, because if you type, just for fun, I'm like, let's do this. If you type in, okay, so this is funny, so this made me laugh. Kayleen, it is origin is Gaelic, and it's this is meaning keeper of the keys, pure and slender. Weird. Kayleen is a girl's name with English, American, Hebrew, and Greek origins. So Kayleen is thought to mean beloved or sweetheart, reminding baby of how much they are loved every time they hear their name. Ending in EEN, this particular spelling has some Gaelic influence and pays homage to a whole host of charming Irish words and modern slang, making an ideal choice for babies of Irish heritage. If you've ever had the pleasure of visiting Ireland, you have heard people call their other half a Loveen. Loveen? Am I saying that wrong? Probably. Sorry. Loveen. Loveen. Which has somewhat of a similar sound to the stunning title. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I remember when I was little, I think it was either on my wall. My mom's gonna know this if this is right or not. I swear I had something that said like what the definition of my name. If it wasn't like a thing on my wall, it was like in a baby book or something. But I knew it was like English, Irish kind of heritage, which I don't know if I actually have much of that in my blood right now. I know I have a past life in Ireland, so it's definitely on my bucket list to go visit for sure. That's funny. But anyways, so yes, my parents picked my name. My dad actually picked my name. My mom wanted to name me something else, and I mean, like, I don't know how the conversation went because I wasn't physically there. Even if I was a baby and had I wouldn't remember it. So, and my middle name, middle name is after my grandma, which is really cool. I actually I was born early, and I was born on my paternal grandmother's birthday, and she had passed like in the 80s, so like before I was a thought. And so, yeah, I never got to meet her, but I do carry her same middle name. So, I don't know, that's really special. In my head, when I hear someone say, like, Kayleen Jean, I, like, automatically think of my parents because they're, like, the only people that would call me that. Or, like, friends of my parents from, like, obviously, like, when I was little back in the day. It almost reminds me of that, but I feel like I'm taking it back as an adult. Here we go. And the more I think about it and the more I talk about it, it just feels like right, and it feels like what I need to do, which is really cool. But I want to talk about tangent. I want to talk about the numerology of my name. So this says it's using the Chaldean system and the Pythagorean, all the fun stuff that I don't really know much about. Okay, so it says my first name, the vibe, gentle, intuitive, empathetic, creative, often tied to being a guide, teacher, or healer, because numerology, it comes out to a number 6, which is love, responsibility, spiritual service. This is the archetype of the nurturer and guide. My middle name, Jean, says simple, strong, timeless, and grounded, carries a balancing, anchoring quality, often reduces to number 1, which is like leadership, originality, initiation. This adds independence and fire to the softer Kayleen. So like together, this is my favorite part. Together, Kayleen Jean gets, so like the 6 and the 1 comes to a 7, which is the mystical seeker archetype, and which is, hello, yes, it's spiritual wisdom, intuition, teaching hidden truth. So energetically, my name is literally coded to be a soul teacher and truth seeker. Literally, that, because it's like, okay, I feel like it ties all into your soul contract, and your name is a huge part of that. Just, it's really, really, really cool. And I feel like if you're not on the path where you don't necessarily love your name or want to reclaim it, I feel like there's definitely probably some things you need to work through on that. The astrological tie-ins with my names. If you don't know already, I'm a Sag rising, and my North Node is also in that same first house. So owning my name is exactly part of my soul's growth path. Like having the North Node in the first house, like a lot of my lessons have been to choose me, which I had not been doing for 20 some years, not choosing myself. And now I'm really stepping to, okay, like I'm going to wake up and choose me at every point in my day, because I just know there is, that's the path that I need to go on. And like there's just magic and finding that authenticity there, which is a big part of this whole thing that I'm trying to do here. I have a Libra stellium in the 11th house, so that's like community. So people want you, not a brand alias, basically, is like people are going to feel more connected to somebody with a name and not, hiding behind Midwest Manifesting Mama or whatever it is. And I don't want to knock that because I thought it was cute at the time. Although it was so, oh my gosh, it was the whole thing. As a story for another day. And then my Chiron is actually in Leo, which is, if you've got that mood going on, it's basically, long story short, like a fear of being seen. And just like healing comes through expressing your authentic voice and being seen as yourself. So by branding as Kayleen Jean, I'm activating my North Node and healing my Chiron, which is really cool. And so I also looked up like the name. I got really deep into this, you guys. I really nerded out and I walked through each name letter by letter, like how, like the soul contract meanings and activations behind the name, like my name with the, K-A-Y. So there's a lot of like authority, initiative, inner knowing, love, expression, grounding, expansion. So really, it's so cool when you dive into this stuff and see how everything's so interconnected and you're like, oh my gosh, that makes so sense. And like I have multiple E's in my name, multiple A's, multiple N's. It's like with multiple E's, your name is built to be a translator. You're designed to put mystical language into clear, accessible teachings. K and J give you a magnetic authority and an expansive combo. And then like, which the numerologically speaking, the 7 is a mystical teacher, seeker, inner knower. And yeah, long story short, my name matches exactly like the person I am/am becoming in this phase of my life, which it's been a journey. It's been a journey from going to, not liking my name at all and being frustrated with it when I was younger and always wanting to, change it or use somebody else's name and just like really hiding. Just like picturing like me just like hiding, being very low key and not wanting to do anything with my name. And now to the point where it's like, okay, like my name is Kayleen Jane, and this is the vibe, energy, frequency we are bringing in from here on out. So I am so excited about this. My birthday is coming up too. I feel like it's all, and is it weird this is happening during eclipse season? I don't know. I mean, obviously the eclipse season is going to shine a light on things you might need to switch up in your life, or what do you need to let go of? What is no longer serving you? And what new beginnings do you want to move towards in different areas of your life? I just feel so lucky. Maybe lucky is not the word. Maybe grateful to be at this point, because I feel as if oh, there's a little spider. I feel like it's been a long time coming. And also, I have probably been too hard on myself. As you know, I've had 2 children in the last 5 years. So this is a very interesting journey my soul chose. Like, have spiritual awakening during, like after you birth a child. So yeah, it's been it's been interesting and I love it. So obviously lots of cool, authentic shit moving forward, and we're going to have some fun too. I want to, I do want to get in deep into some of the topics, but I do want to have some fun as well. So thank you so much for listening today, and I'm so excited to see what happens moving forward. And I hope you stay along for the journey, and we will navigate this together. And yeah, there's just really cool, exciting things on the horizon. I appreciate you so much for listening and being here, and we will talk soon.